All right, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Real Talk podcast. Today is Wednesday, February 21st, 2018, and I hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. I had a fun time interviewing Rama from Rama's Screen, and that's something I kind of want out of these episodes from now on, have a guest, and it's a little bit more easier for me to have a guest now. So, yeah. With that being said, hopefully, like I said, you guys enjoyed it. Gives you a little insight to what to expect every week, hopefully every week on this podcast. So today is no different. Today, I'm just going to be talking about, again, doing a little channel review real quickly, though. I feel like I spent too much time on it last week. And yeah, just talking to you some random gibberish. And also, we're going to be having a guest, and my guest today is Ezra Belvaux, one of my good buddies we met a few years back at work. And one of the things that I sort of realized, and that he was a perfect guest for this podcast and for the channel as well, because I kind of love movies. I love all movies and films. And there's a lot of, conversations to be had. And a lot of conversations had already about, okay, like, what is movies? What is a movie? What is a film? What is, held to be, one of the, like, some great films and stuff like that. It all boils down to, obviously, film is subjective, but there's also different points of views. And that's something that I don't want to be afraid of putting across my point of view on films. And I want to encourage other people to do the same. I don't want you guys to, just jump on the, bandwagon train. This movie is the great just because everybody's, think it's great, and you go see it and you're like, I don't really like it, but I can't say my true feelings because everybody's gonna, look down on me or something like that. So he's a perfect guest in that aspect, because he has his own views and point of views of movies and stuff like that. And it's a great one in my opinion. It's something I admire and respect, because he doesn't go back on it. And I feel like that's something I want my listeners and viewers to do, to make your own opinion on films and stick to it, no matter what anybody else says. And also, yeah, obviously after that, we're going to be running down some of the films that are coming out this week. So yeah, if you guys are listening to this on your way to work, at the gym, walking around the park, or just at home, if you can, grab a cup of coffee and join me for the conversation. I'm currently drinking some coffee with some hazelnut creamer, and it's I've had better, but it's doable. It's a pretty good drink, in my opinion. I've become a big fan of coffee lately. I feel like as I get older, that's something you got to do, like have your cup of coffee every morning and read a newspaper or something. So what have I been up to, guys? Just been working, like you'll hear later on in the podcast, I've been settling into my new job. It's something I've done before. It's a position I've held at another company before. So it's pretty much easy. Everybody in my new job, like all my, I was gonna say employees, staff members, what the heck, all my coworkers are pretty cool, for the most part. But yeah, that's something I've been settling into. And also the Real Talk, I've been trying to find a rhythm, of kind of when to release things and how and stuff like that. And there's a lot of things I want to do. I don't want to be too ambitious, because there's like 50 things I want to release today. Last night I released my review for Avengers, but not a lot of people are going to see it, because I released it like at 10 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. And so a lot of people are going to see it today, so I don't want to, put out a podcast, and then, something else later on in the night, because I'm going to try to record this today and put it up today. So I'm still trying to, find out what's the rhythm, get back into the rhythm, and other than that, I just been living. How are you guys doing though? Let me know in the comment section down below. How are you guys doing? What's new in your life? And yeah, I, recently, not to get too much into it, I kind of just want to be a little bit more personal and personable with you guys. I recently hit a little speed bump, but I started to look at it as a not as a speed bump, but as a oh yeah, as a speed bump, but like a necessary one. Because like then I looked at the dashboard and said, oh man, like what if I didn't hit that speed bump, I wouldn't have looked at my dash and I saw that I needed an oil change, and then maybe a tire rotation or something. I'm horrible with metaphors, guys, but bear with me. So I realized that things needed to happen and change was needed, and I'm kind of on that boat right now and riding that wave and kind of looking forward and making this a positive change. Um so yeah, that's something I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully my metaphors aren't too cheesy and stuff. Speaking of cheesy, I'll mention it right now. I saw a film called Pottersville. I kind of wanted to keep it a secret because not a lot, like I've heard nobody talking about this film. And just because of that, I don't know. I kind of wanted to wait to put up my review, but I might shoot that and put it up later tonight. I don't want to get my new subscribers used to like, hey, he's just doing superhero movie reviews, because I do more than that. Well, I want to do more than that, especially this week. So, Pottersville this is a strange, cheesy movie. A little bit of my thoughts right now. It has a huge cast: Michael Shannon, Ron Perlman, Judy Greer, Ian McShane, Thomas Lennon, and Christina Hendricks. And it's just about the main character. He's going through some things and he gets drunk one night and he like puts on a gorilla suit and he goes out into the woods and people spot him and they think it's Bigfoot. So that causes a lot of hype, and it brings all the news and media to the town and bringing the town back alive and stuff like that. And it's an interesting film. It's something I haven't seen in a while. Not since the like late 90s to the early 2000s, and it was a cool film. So that's my short little review. But I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because I was just saying that my metaphors or whatever were cheesy. But with that being said, let's get into. I won't get into what I had last week. I feel like that's going to take forever. I'm just going to get into what to expect this week from the Real Talk. So you guys can expect, or you guys already had my Avengers review. That was part of my Road to Infinity War series. I had my special guest for that was Rama from Rama Screen. So I was so fortunate to have him here in the studio in downtown Los Angeles at the Real Talk Studios. I was so fortunate to have him here and we reviewed the film. So that's up in my channel. Like I said, I'll Pottersville, a review for that. It's a Netflix movie. So that might be coming out soon. Tonight, I think I'm going to be seeing Annihilation. I did plan to review and put up Ex Machina. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing. Might be Pottersville, might be Ex Machina. Hold on to your horses. And then now that I'm looking at it, Netflix produced Annihilation? The Alex Garland film? It says right there. Production company. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Oh, it's just distributed internationally. Okay, so it's probably going to be in other countries, going to be released in Netflix only. All right, so with that being said, I am going to be seeing Annihilation tonight. I have some screening passes to see that, so I'm excited. Alex Garland, I feel he's like an interesting new up-and-coming director, so I'm excited to see what he does with this film. It seemed like this film was not going to be good, just based on the release window and stuff like that, but I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end of my guest segment here. So expect an Annihilation review tonight. No, tomorrow, because then I'm gonna have like a million things coming out tonight, today, and then tomorrow night I actually have a screening, a pass to go see Mute, and that's the Duncan Jones film. And actually, the cast and crew is going to be there for a live Q&A after. So that's super exciting. What a way to see a Duncan Jones film, right? So I'm excited for that and expect a review for that on Friday. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then, like I said, Pottersville. And also Game Night, I'm going to go see that on Friday night and put up the review on Saturday for you guys, and maybe the Pottersville one on Sunday. So that gives you guys, if you guys listen to this and you're like, what's Pottersville? You guys can check it out. It's on Netflix, and then come see my review on Sunday. So that's it. That's pretty much what you guys can expect this week. Next week, we have the Red Sparrow and Death Wish coming out. Might do a Cabin Fever review based on Eli Roth's filmography, and I Am Legend review based on Francis Lawrence's filmography, the directors from Red Sparrow and Death Wish. Not quite sure though. And then obviously my Road to Infinity War will continue with Mr. Zach Pope. We're going to be reviewing Iron Man 3, and actually mentioning Zach on Saturday. I'm not sure if it's going to go up Saturday or Sunday. It most likely will go up Sunday. On his channel, we're going to be having a full spoiler talk about the film Annihilation. So that's going to be another thing you guys can look forward to on Sunday. But again, that's going to be on his channel. So go check him out if you guys haven't. Help him reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. That's insane. Super happy for him. He deserves it. He has a lot of great content. He has a lot of great videos he did recently too, in honor of the 900 subscribers that he hit, and he's almost at 1,000. So that's super exciting. So all right, guys, without further ado, let's get to my guest. Again, I didn't want to make this first segment too long. So yeah, we'll be right back with my guest, Ezra Belvaux. What's going on, guys? So I am here with my guest, one of my good friends. We actually met a few years back, and we kind of really bonded over our love of movies. So I really wanted to have him here on my podcast. So his name is Ezra Belvaux. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hi, how's it going? I'm really nervous.
How you been, dude?
I've been well. How are you, dude?
Pretty good, man. Been settling into my new job, and just trying to do this whole real talk shit.
Hell yeah.
So, like I said, me and Ezra worked on some short films before, and hopefully we can release some of them on my channel, like on a special occasion. Let's say reach 5,000 subscribers or something. Bam! I'll give you guys a short film or something. Nah, just kidding. No, but that's something I want to do with my channel for a while now, to release some stuff that we've worked on or I worked on as well. But so Ezra, tell the people, the Real Talk listeners or whatever, a little bit about yourself, and because I know you love movies and shit. You're a filmmaker, director.
Wait, what was the last thing we did? Eating Dinner in the Dark?
I think so.
Is that the one?
Eating Dinner in the Dark, yeah.
Eating Dinner in the Dark and Birthday Boy.
Birthday Boy.
That's the one.
That's our
cult classic.
Yeah, dude. Well, for me, it's Nearly Dead.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No,
dude, you have to release Nearly Dead for your
I will. It's gonna be fucking.
Dude,
it's gonna be weird.
You 1 million subscribers.
You think so?
Yeah, that's an Oscar performance right there, dude. Like, you would have beat Joaquin Phoenix at Cannes this year. Cannes.
Oh,
I would say Cannes.
Dude, he has like 2 films, right?
It's called Cannes.
Cannes?
Yeah, I thought it was called Cannes.
Toronto. Oh, wait, where's it at?
It's in France.
Oh fuck, Toronto.
No, it's in France, but I wanted to submit a short film that I was making there because it's free to submit short films.
Is it really?
Yeah, which is pretty tight. But it sucks it's free to like submit your short film to Cannes, but you have to pay out of your own ticket or your own pocket to go.
Oh, okay.
So that sucks.
So that's
a pretty penny.
That's where the expenses kick in, right?
Yeah, but it's pretty tight though, because they could like be jerks and charge you to submit and then to get there. So I guess one or the other.
Kind of like the one we submitted to, which was it? The Upland.
No, it was a 909 Film Fest.
909 Film Fest. That was cool, dude.
That was cool. That's crazy.
I regret so much not taking a picture when it said edited by John Corona.
Dude, you should have.
I took a picture when I said Alex for some reason. Alex Martinez. I was like, man, like screw this.
Cinematography.
Yeah, I got that, but I didn't get my name. That would have been cool to have that on the screen.
But yeah, we had a short film get accepted into a film festival.
Yeah,
you guys didn't know that about John.
Yeah, actually, no. Like, I don't think a lot of my viewers
know that you make films too.
Yeah, they don't know that's like my original passion. I wanted to make films.
You don't really talk about it much, huh?
Nah, not really.
Well, now it's coming.
No, but that's something. Yeah, like this podcast is for to kind of get them to know a little bit more about me, you know, and my love of movies or whatever. So almost there. That's our production.
Almost there, productions.
Company or whatever, which is pretty cool. So we have something on the works, that I'm excited for.
Yeah, we have a short film that's gonna be. It's in pre-production right now, and then it will be probably like, what's the date today? Like the 19th or something like that.
Yeah, 19th.
The 19th. Well, hopefully we get everything situated and we can start shooting next month, and then maybe release it next month, depending on how it goes and how active we can get on this.
That's something, that I have a lot of more free time now. Yeah. I'll tell you something about my life later on. All right, but okay. So you love movies,
yes,
right? And when I met you, I don't know if you were really getting into them or whatever. Or like we're starting to explore more.
Yeah, I went through like a whole like evolvement. I went through a bunch of phases.
Yeah.
I think when I met you, we met in like 2013, I think. 2013, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I was just getting into movies, and I didn't really know shite. I just think I knew like Quentin, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I went through like this whole phase of like Quentin and like Oscars and things like that. And then I went to film school, and there I got into like really like pretentious type of like purely Oscar films, kind of.
Yeah.
Like if it's not nominated for an Oscar, it sucks.
They wouldn't cover it or teach it there, right? Or something.
Well, yeah. Well, it was like it was both like that. Like, they wouldn't do a lot of shit. Like I couldn't do projects on writer directors, which is dumb. Like so I couldn't use like Quinn or Wes Anderson or just anybody that writes and directs their own films.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything like that, which is stupid. But anyways, yeah, I got into like that. They kind of like fucked my head up. Yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, if it's not like an Oscar, it kind of sucks. You know. Yeah. It's not true at all. And then.
Well,
that's not true at all, because some of the best films don't even get nominated for anything.
Logan. Logan actually.
Good time. But anyways, and then I started working at Video Paradiso, and that's when like now I'm here, because that showed me, in my opinion, what cinema really is. Yeah. And it broadened my horizons of cinema.
Real films. Check out for the upcoming segment on the Real Talk.
Real films.
So talk a little bit more about that, because I know that we always bust each other's balls about like whatever. We have our different views and stuff like that, which is fun.
Your subscribers are gonna hate me.
No, but just talk about like, okay, like how can I put this? I don't know how to ask you this. So, like, what are the films you not shy away from, but, like, some of the films that you will see and you go out of your seeing versus, like, films that you don't interest you at all?
I don't get, like, interested in any superhero films or Star Wars or blockbusters or anything like that. I saw someone tweet that Steven Spielberg is the best director alive, and it's just like, what the fuck? He's not even in, like, top 100. Yeah. He's terrible. But, so none of that stuff interests me. I only go to the theaters like 5 times a year, probably. Yeah. Just because a lot of American contemporary films suck. But I'll watch almost anything by A24. Yeah. Almost. I missed Green Room. That one looked kind of weird to me.
Oh, and heard it's great. Yelton, yeah. To me, that one's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, that's what I heard, but I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it because A24. Yeah. But maybe almost everything by A24 I'll watch. There's certain directors I was like, I'm pretty scared for Xavier Dolan's next film. Mm-hmm. This feels like he's kind of going the Hollywood route.
What did he direct?
His last thing he did was Mommy, I believe. He did Mommy, I Killed Your Mother, Heartbeats, Tom on the Farm. He's from Canada. Yeah. He's French-Canadian. But yeah, this one is his first English film. I think it's called like The Life and Death of John F. Donovan. Something like that. Yeah. But I'll probably watch that. Then Safdies. I think they're probably the best American directors working right now. Yeah. They're awesome. They rule. But yeah, I try to watch a lot of foreign stuff. I just watched Fantastic Woman on Saturday.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I think it's nominated for best.
How was it? Like foreign
awesome.
film,
yeah,
right? Like...
Yeah, it's from Chile, I believe. I went into my top 5 of 2017. That film was great.
Did it really? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
It's like maybe even top 3.
Did you rent it or?
No, it got released at Claremont Lemley.
Oh, okay.
So I saw it in theaters, which is sick because they do like the director does this thing where the girl starts like having like fantasies or whatever, and it's like pretty cool like set pieces. Like there's one scene where she is in a club and she sees like her dead husband. It's obviously fake, and then all of a sudden like everyone in the club is dressed up in like super glittery attire and like they're doing like these crazy dance numbers. Yeah, and that's pretty cool because to see that like on the big screen and the audio and stuff is something you can't really get on the TV. Not that I've been opposed to watching it on TV. I don't want to watch it anyways, but that stuff's cool. Glad I got to see that in theater.
Dude, that kind of sounds like a... I'm going to say this a lot, but that kind of sounds like a film that I had in mind. Like, it's just a trip, dude. No, like, because I'll talk about it here real quick. It's kind of like a film like like, okay, when I went to the movies, like for some reason in my mind I always play around like, okay, like I don't know, I find it funny, like you're just watching a movie, someone coughs, or someone sneezes or something. It's just like we all have like this imagination or like scenarios we play off in our head. So that whole movie, it's just gonna be about this guy and how he wakes up, what he thinks. Because when we talk to people, we kind of okay, look at this asshole, but we're nice to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I want to go into like this guy's head and like kind of that be like, I don't know, like his imagination, his thoughts, and it just be like the main thing about the movie. It just follow him throughout.
It's kind of like being John Malkovich.
Is it really? I've never seen that film.
It's alright.
I don't like John Malkovich at all.
Really?
Dude,
I thought you were going to say you don't like Spike Jonze.
Oh, no. I like Spike Jonze. Yeah. But I think he made a movie that's not going to be released until like 100 years.
Oh, dude, that's
him?
bullshit. I think it's him. It's with Robert Rodriguez directed it.
I don't know. I forgot, but I think it was John Malkovich.
Dude, yeah, see, that stuff's stupid. Like, that's just, like, for attention, kind of. Because what's the point of making a movie and then you're going to release it in 100 years? Like, you're going to be dead. What if the movie never gets released? Like, then it's like, good job, jackass.
Yeah.
You made a movie for nothing.
Dude,
so
that's
that
a trip.
Is stupid.
Like, I wonder, like, if they're counting on it, like, oh, like this movie was made 100 years ago.
Flop in the world, like no one, if they watch it, it's just gonna be.
There's
like,
gonna be like no
Too
interviews.
much hype. Yeah, that too. Like there's gonna be no promotion really.
Yeah,
like it's just gonna be like, secret film from Robert Rodriguez. It's not even a secret. Everyone knows about it.
They're gonna be like, who the hell's this guy?
Yeah, who cares? And honestly, who cares about Robert Rodriguez? He sucks.
Yeah.
So
isn't he doing
I don't care what he's doing. He sucks.
No, that was Eli Roth. Death Wish.
Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine like
Shark Boy and Lava Girl
like famous or something, and then they find this interview, and I'm just saying that Robert Rodriguez sucks.
Hey, dude, it's your thoughts, it's your opinion, dude. Like,
I know, dude, but it sucks. Like, see what I hate? Maybe I could like start the new trend because I hate when filmmakers like they'll talk about how they hate like superhero movies and shit. Except for Alejandro Inarritu, he's badass. Superhero movies are a cultural genocide. Like that's so sick that he said that.
Birdman 4, dude.
Birdman 4. But anyway, I hate when they're talking about the movies they hate, and then they talk about it so nicely. They're like, oh yeah, I dislike it. You know? It's like, dude, you don't talk like that when you're with your friends or something. You're probably like, fuck that thing, yeah?
Fuck the Avengers.
Yeah, or like they'll be super nice and like, yeah, some people reached out to us, but they're just not our type of people to work with. And it's like, just say you don't like them, like if
they're trying to. It's just because like when you're in that industry, you have to be professional and shit like that.
Get it,
like,
but fuck that.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's how you ruin your career.
Yeah, dude. So with that being said, I think we pretty much covered how you view certain films and stuff like that, and which ones you love and stuff.
Yeah, I really only watch like classics and foreign cinema. That's it.
So, what have been some of the movies you watched lately? No, you know what? Talk about like I don't know if you have a top 5. Do you have a top 5?
Not really. It depends.
Not really?
On each day. But yeah, not really.
Like which ones go back to like your consideration when you think about
Well, like Stalker comes to my mind like right off the top when someone says it's like best films. But I have a friend from Australia.
Yeah.
And he always says you can't say what's best, you can only say what's your favorite. And I agree with that to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because like art is subjective, but at some point it turns to being objective. Mm-hmm. Like there's no way you could say like that Steven Spielberg is the best living filmmaker because he's not. Mm-hmm. If you just look at like Bellatar is way better than Steven Spielberg. Yeah. Or even like Michael Haneke's still alive. He's better than Steven Spielberg. Mm-hmm. And so some things are just subjective. Like when you start getting to the top 5, then you could be like, oh, 8.5 is better than Stalker. And that, because they're both super good, so there's really no like, it's like, okay, cool, your opinion. But then you can't say like, The Dark Knight is better than Stalker. Like, fuck you, no, it's not. It's just objective. Like, I guess you could say that you like that film better, but it's not a better film. Kind
of like me. Well, remember we had a conversation with It in Good Time?
This dude thinks that It is better than Good Time. Can you believe this? But yeah, like that.
Yeah.
So like like Good Time is a better film, but you like It more. That's fine. All power to you. Yeah. But you're able to admit that. I think you said on Twitter like Good Time is better, like writing, directing, acting, the whole.
No, that's like as a film and the filmmaking that went on with Good Time, I think it does more for filmmaking than obviously It. You know, for me, like I told you, like It just hit me more, and it's kind of something of. I like I said, I'm always gonna keep saying this. Like it's a story that I thought of like telling, not exactly, but it has some of the elements. So it was cool to see that on the big screen.
Themes of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think if I had a top 5, oh sorry.
No.
Cut you off.
It's cool, dude.
Okay.
It's my podcast, but
I make the rules over there.
Yeah.
No, I think it'd probably be like right now, like Stalker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rules of the Game is probably number one. I think that's probably the best film ever made.
Yeah.
So Rules of the Game is probably number one, and then everything else is not in order. Probably like Stalker, 8.5, A Brighter Summer Day. What is that? 3? Is that 3 or 4?
That's
Stalker.
Stalker,
Rules of the Game, Stalker, A Brighter Summer Day, 8.5, and then probably
Iron Man.
No. I don't know, something from Carl Theodor Dreyer. Probably like Passion of Joan of Arc or. But then there's so much that you leave out though. So that's why you can't have top 5 because then like Antonioni deserves to be in there. Bresson. I don't know. My 5th one, yeah, probably like Passion of Joan of Arc or Day in the Country. But I don't know.
And these are all films that you've seen recently or fairly recent? Or?
No, I haven't revisited a lot of them. Well, like I've watched them multiple times, but not recently. Like not this year, not in the last 2 months, not in 2018. But, okay. Yeah, I haven't watched that. I haven't even really watched many films this year.
At all?
No, I've only watched a couple, but I've bought films, but I just haven't watched.
It's better than going to see 50 Shades Freed, man.
Dude, I can't believe you did that.
It was my girlfriend pulled me into that, dude, and
that's bad.
Man, I was just enjoying. I don't know what I think. I had.
Sometimes you gotta say no, dude.
I think I had mac and cheese.
It's pretty good.
And
mac and cheese is a good meal.
Damn, it was some type of.
Wait, you ate at the theater?
Yeah, it was the dine-in.
Oh, I went there to watch Good Time. That's the last time I've been there. I don't really like AMC.
Have you been to the dine-in?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, like
it's like in the way. Like I'm stuck in the you know, like
no, yeah. I went to go see.
The chairs are super comfy.
Huh?
The chairs are super comfy.
I went to go see Black Panther yesterday, and the little things were bothering me.
Oh, you saw it twice?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I went to go see it with my brother and sister-in-law.
Your brother-in-law?
No, my brother and sister and sister-in-law. Yeah.
Cool.
That's it. I saw it yesterday. You should see it, dude.
Probably not.
No, okay. So we already talked about some of your favorite films. So you talked a little bit about like how you got started, like liking films. So, but like, I want to know like what necessarily like what about films is the reason why you love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when did you realize like, okay, film is something that I want to do. Film is something that it's more like it's my passion. You know?
Yeah. Well, I started wanting to make film. I always thought like. Just like I would never direct a music video, but whenever I watch a music video, I was like, oh, it's so cool that the music video kind of like brings like the words to life. Like that was pretty cool. But I never, at that point in my life, I was like super young. I was like 10 or something. But at that point, I never thought of filmmaking as like something I want to do. Yeah. And then me and my friend, I have a friend, and he went to Citrus College for like, he wanted to do like films and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And me and him would always talk,
Alex?
and I was like, no. I'd always tell him, we'd always talk, and I was like, oh, I could direct a scene, but I don't think I could direct like a movie or something.
Yeah.
And then he had a project, he had to direct people one time, and he needed help, and I didn't even go to school, and he asked me, he's like, hey, dude, do you want to help? Just like out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, whatever.
How long ago was this?
This was 2012, right when I got out of high school. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's 2012. And so he asked me to help him with his directing project. Yeah. And so I did, and I was like, holy shit, this is tight. And so that's when I was like, okay, maybe that's something I could do. Because it's just so cool, like, not manipulating, but, like, changing, to show people, like, human emotion. Like, there's, like, a humanism in film. Yeah. And that was cool, to show that and to have people express that. And, it, like, to me, film is all about, like, representation and humanism. It's kind of like you're looking through the looking glass at life. Like, you get to you get to kind of, like, play God and, like, make life and make scenarios and show, it's, like, representation, too. You get to show people... Like, people all the time see a film and they're like, oh my god, I never know that everyone else went through that or something like that. Yeah. And that's pretty cool. I'm like, Sean Baker, he did a podcast with Kodak.
Who's that?
Sean, shut up. He has the Kodak, like, film company has a podcast called The Kodakery. Yeah. And Sean Baker he was on the podcast and he talked about how he makes his films because he doesn't see that representation in film. Yeah. And so he wants to let these people know, like, hey, you're not alone and you're not invisible. And to me, that's pretty cool. Like,
so basically, like,
I just want to tell, and so when I wanted to get into films, I just wanted to, like, show different sides of life and different stories for people and things like that. But, like, when you say that, it sounds like every film that I like is, like, a serious, like, drama or something. Yeah. But it doesn't need to be that, though. There's different ways to do it. Like, Good Time. Good Time isn't, like...
Or Dumb and
like
Dumber.
Shut up. Like Ozu from Japan, he has like Tokyo Story and things like that. But that is showing life, but so is Good Time, and they're like two totally opposite films. So you can do it in very different ways, and it's still awesome.
Yeah.
I forgot what the part of your question was.
Yeah, so like no, so that kind of
So
leads into like so when did you I think the answer is I think I just asked you like, oh, like, you know, your passion when it started, like
Oh yeah, I guess all that. And then when I started, I started getting, when I first got movies, I was in my apartment and I just watched movies like all day.
Yeah.
And that's how I started liking movies. Then I was like, dude, I don't know how to make movies.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, I want to do this, but I don't have a camera. I don't have a microphone. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
And so that's why I went to film school. And then film school was shit, and I dropped out. And that's when I dropped out. That's when we started making films.
Yeah. Enter me.
Yeah, enter John. Yeah, so that's when I did way more outside of film school than I did in film school.
Yeah.
And so
that's something I'm glad you brought up. I kind of want to touch upon that too a little bit later. School? Yeah.
Or us making films. Or
both.
Okay. Yeah, dude, film school sucks.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Yeah, I think that by myself too, actually trying to make little short films here and there, you find out way more. You know, it's the best teacher when you actually go and do it, you know?
Yeah, because you fail so much. Like our first film that's never going to be released. That film was terrible. But like after that, I think we did Birthday Boy. And even...
I think so.
Like Birthday Boy, like it was leaps and bounds. Like we grew so much because we knew what to do and what not to do. And even still, we don't really know what to do or what not to do. But you like grow on every film and like the production increases. And it's pretty cool to see that growth.
Yeah, and I've personally been more like of a hands-on guy.
Yeah.
So I know that obviously I don't know if anybody knows this, but I didn't graduate. So like it's so it's like I've never been good with school, you know. So even going to film school was something I wanted to do, but I just didn't think at the end of the day it was for me.
No, it's terrible. Yeah, you get really constricted too. Like I said, you can't do certain things. You can't like look at certain films and. It's just terrible. And then with them, like I was saying, there's film is subjective and objective. There, it's like all objective. There's no art there. And that sucks because it's like, for example, we were shooting something. We had to recreate portraits. And so I was trying to shoot things this way. And like the professor would tell me, oh, you can't do it that way. And I'm like, okay, why? Like, I would ask why. I accepted him telling me that I couldn't do it that way. But I would ask why just because, look, like, why can't I do it this way? Like, what rules did I break or whatever? And he would just be like, oh, it's just not the way that you're supposed to shoot things. And it's like, that's stupid because I could get the same result doing it this way than following just like your basic ABC rules. Yeah. And that's kind of why I don't like superhero movies and things like that because they're all structured. Yeah. Every single film, it's like interchangeable, but the structure is the same, you know? Yeah. And the structure is always the same and everything's shot the same, they're scored the same, edited the same, and it's just like, okay, there's no individuality in these. I saw, when I saw Neon Demon a couple years ago, I went to... Nick Refn was there. Yeah. For a Q&A, and he was like I think he was the first person to do a film for Amazon. I could be wrong though, but I think Amazon produced the Neon Demon. I think it was the first film that they did, but I could be wrong. And someone asked him, like, you've been independent your whole career, and then now you have like a big company like Amazon behind you. Like, why? What made you decide that, you know? Yeah. And then he was talking about Amazon basically just gave him like money and let him do whatever the hell he wanted. Yeah. And that's pretty cool. And then he's talking about the studio industry, and obviously he's in the industry, so he knows. Yeah. And he was saying like when you go to different studios, they can't even they don't even know what the word creativity means. Like everything is just they basically give like a rule book, and they're like, you gotta do that.
All they look at is the numbers. Yeah, it's a business. Like they just want the dollar signs.
Yeah,
you know.
That's it.
What was I gonna say? Also, yeah, and I feel like for me, some of the best films that I like, are those that change the structure. They're not the same. Like when you think, like for me, I love those films that okay, cool, you think you know what's gonna happen, and just bam, it's just like what the hell, like what are you talking about? Like for me, that's why I like the film that came out last year, The Book of Henry. I don't know if you heard about it. A lot of people shitted on it, but I really liked it because it's like. Something happens in the midway through the movie. It's like, well, what do you mean? Like, you can't do that. But I really like that because it's like, you can't do that. And it did it, you know? And I feel like the film, after that happened, it actually worked, you know? Yeah.
Well, that's cool that it worked because sometimes people will do like go out of the structure on purpose, like just
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna be a rebel, and sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So sometimes that sucks, but that's cool that worked though.
Yeah. Well, at least for me.
Yeah.
Apparently, it didn't work for a lot of people, but
Yeah.
but
Well,
it really worked for me. And I
That's
think
pretty
I should
cool.
have asked you this right after we were talking about your films and stuff like that. So for me, I always score films, obviously like an 8.5 and stuff like that, and I have my criteria I look at in films. So like, what is some stuff you look at when or do you even like score films at the end of the day, or
I don't
like?
think that I score film. No, I don't really score films. I mean, like, but it's weird. I don't score films like 1 to 10 or like letter grade or anything like a percentage or anything like that. But I do have films that I think are better. I don't know how I do that though. I think I kind of sit with it though. I never really like to make a claim right after because I kind of like want to process it, and then I'll like read interviews or watch interviews or something like that just to kind of get a better insight of what was happening.
Yeah.
Just because it's always cool to see like what the director intended to do or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I don't really know how I score films. It's just I think about like acting, directing, screenwriting, cinematography, and things like that.
Yeah.
All of that, and I think like score's super underrated, especially in like American films. A lot of the scores like sound the same, or they sound the same, or they come in through this like at the same exact times.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, what the hell? Like you guys need to learn how to. That's why like the Safdies are amazing. Like they directed a film called Heaven Knows What, and the score is like it's not continuous, but it's very heavily like present in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Josh talked about how he wanted the score to be another character.
Yeah.
And so even with Good Time, the score is amazing. Like, I don't know how Good Time didn't get nominated for anything. So I'm saying, dude, fuck Hollywood. But their scores are so prevalent and they're there and you know what they're doing. I dropped something.
It was my cat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so I think that's important too. Like scores could be super crucial. Like Fantastic Woman, they had a very subtle score. Like it wasn't like no score, it was there, but it was so nice. Like it came in just when it needed to come in. It wasn't they didn't overdo it. They didn't do it at like the corny like, oh, this is gonna be an emotional period. Bang, here's a score to help like quote unquote enhance the mood, you know? And so that was cool. That's refreshing. But I don't know, I think a lot goes into it. But I don't have like an actual like list.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that's how I say that films are objective and subjective at the same time. Because not every film is going to fit that list, and that's no fault of that film. Films, like we said, films go out of the structure sometimes.
Yeah.
And so, if a film's going out of the structure, then they're not going to fit the criteria that I placed. It's just kind of like the testing system and like the education system. Like you can't give the same test to a monkey that you're going to give to a fish.
Yeah, dude,
you know?
I thought of that exact picture.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah, so that's why like I don't really have a criteria. But yeah, obviously I still have my opinions on what I think is better and how good I think something is.
Yeah. So
because, like I said, the same criteria wouldn't work for Good Time that works for Florida.
No, yeah, because I think there's a lot of movies. That's what I do it too. Like for a comedy, was it funny? You know, it was like a horror movie. Did it scare me? Was it thrilling?
The horror movie is funny.
Yeah, exactly. That's something I do.
Which is stupid. Are you a fan of that? When people make like funny horror movie, like they add like a lot of comedy in it.
What do you mean? Like you mean like
a
scary movie?
Called. No. Like wasn't Krampus like that? Like I didn't watch Krampus.
I haven't seen it.
I don't just like when there's a horror film and they try to be funny on purpose.
Like Evil Dead, like Ash vs. Evil Dead or something like that.
I've watched Evil Dead, but Evil Dead's amazing. But I haven't watched the other one. But
Sam
it's just
Raimi?
like when they try to be I don't know, like there's like a wave of films that they're like horror movies where they try to add humor into it. And to me that's just weird.
I think
like,
I know what you're
genre
doing.
film, just be a genre film.
Yeah, they're trying to, do.
I guess they're trying to get out of the structure too, but see that's what I'm saying. That doesn't me that doesn't work because it's just like, dude, if I'm trying to be scared and you're trying to set a tone and you're trying to set a mood and an environment and a world, it's kind of
like Zombieland.
Yeah, I guess like Zombieland. Yeah, it's weird. To me, that's weird.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, it's not like if I'm gonna be scared and you have like this tone and this environment and this mood set and I'm just like, oh shit, this movie's pretty scary.
Yeah.
And then you make a joke, it ruins that. Now you have to like. Now you're back to square one, and you have to go back to getting me invested in the scares and in the tone. That's just weird.
That's a lot. When you said that, I was like flashing in my head. That's the MCU for me, because I feel like I've talked about this a lot too. That like the reason why those films for me don't reach higher heights, and I know we have our different views with it, but
Because they suck.
like like for a movie like Doctor Strange, there's a scene in there where
Doctor Strangelove.
Dude, that was
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
no, that was Kubrick.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I actually have it.
I know. I saw it in your collection.
What was I gonna say? So there's a moment in Doctor Strange where like he's putting on his coat for the first time and it's supposed to mean something, you know?
Yeah.
But like they throw a joke in there.
Yeah, see,
and
that
it's
sucks.
like, what the heck? Like, let the character have his moment. Like, there's another moment in Spider-Man 2 where like it's kind of like a generic.
Like Raimi's or
Yes, Raimi's. Yeah, Spider-Man 2, 2004.
2069.
I don't know, dude. Maybe. But like, there's a moment there where like he loses. Obviously, in the movie, he loses his powers and he gains them back, and like they close up on his fist and he clenches it. You know, it's kind of like corny and stuff like. But for me, like, I don't know. That just gave that moment like more.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I was thinking about when you were saying that. Like, they try to the MCU's kind of they throw
weird.
too much
Sometimes it
jokes
doesn't
in
work,
it.
yeah.
Like it's like let this character or whatever have its moment. You know.
Yeah.
That's what they did a lot of Thor,
agree.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, I heard that it was like people said it's funny. I don't know.
It was funny. I
never
like
watch
Taika
that
Waititi's humor in it, but it's too much. Like it's like, what the fuck is it? It's not a superhero film anymore. It's a comedy. The hell, like a SNL skit or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks because like sometimes like genre bending works, but sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think like Scary Movie is one of them.
Scary Movie's funny.
Movie. I like Scary Movie, dude.
Maybe those are my guilty pleasures.
What are some of your guilty?
Because those suck.
Can you tell me?
Like those are terrible.
Yeah.
Like as like filmmaking.
Have you seen The Room?
So bad. No. But that's funny. That was like really prevalent in film school. Everyone loved that film.
Really?
Yeah, not for like because they thought it was good, but just like everyone thought like, oh, it was the worst film ever made.
Yeah.
I never watched it, and I think that's pretty shitty to say that because didn't Tommy like dedicate his life to like making that, and then everyone's just like, this is the fucking worst movie ever made.
Yeah. No, well, he didn't dedicate his life, but he did
not
put
like
a lot
literally,
of
but like
he put a lot into it, you know, and like.
I don't know why I feel bad saying that his movies suck and not everyone else's movie sucks. Maybe because he's not a millionaire.
I don't know. He's
So.
fucking rich. Well, yeah, like, well, it's insinuated like in the Disaster Artist and also like in real life how he was able to finance the film himself. It's like $6 million.
Dude, isn't he like a secret? Like no one really knows how old he is?
Yeah, nobody really knows.
That's so
like
weird.
a lot about him. Like, where is he? He says he's from New Orleans,
Poland or something like that. I thought he was from Poland.
But
I don't know. I read
claims
that.
he's from New Orleans though.
Dude, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
He's cool. Dude.
How do I get on that level?
I know, dude.
Disappear.
He just has like a shitload of money. He's mysterious. He makes films.
Well then, yeah, fuck it. This film sucks. I'm just kidding. I've never seen it.
I don't know. I love it, dude. It's like
you own it?
No. You can. You know another thing. You can only buy the film through him. That's cool, huh? Like it's not on like you can't go to Best Buy and buy it.
I thought that I seen that Amiibo once. You could be right though.
Oh well, I think stores like that. Yeah.
Oh
like
yeah,
more...
because you could buy used. So it's probably used, where
Yeah.
it's like someone turned it in or something. But that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. You probably could have to buy it brand new from him.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool, huh?
That's funny.
Yeah, we're getting way off like topic, but
yeah.
it's all good. Talk about a little bit about like your other passions. I know film is one of your biggest ones, but do you have anything like outside of like when you're not watching a film or anything?
I eat, breathe, and sleep in 24 frames per second. No, I'm just kidding.
Why not
no,
60?
I like dude, that's terrible. I hate when TVs are like that.
6 frames for like
Yeah, dude, it ruins everything. Like to me, that's just if someone watched my film and if I shot in 24 FPS and someone watched it in 60, I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? I didn't shoot it in 60. I meant for you to watch it in 24. Like, don't do that. Don't disrupt my film. But whatever. That's a whole different topic and technology and things like that. But outside of film, I like photography. I have a film camera. I shoot with that a lot. I'm not good at that though, but that helps in film. So I guess it ties into film. So maybe that doesn't count. But yeah, I shoot film I shoot 35 film, and then I like MMA. MMA is something I do on the week or not. I don't do it, but
you thinking about getting back in the ring? Or
no. That's crazy. No, but that's cool. I keep up with that a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty much
soccer too, right? Champions League, dude.
Every now and then, yeah. Since I have a
starting?
new job, but I have a new job, so I don't really get to watch it as much. So that kind of like I keep up with it every now and then, but I don't really follow that too much.
Yeah.
Aside of that, I don't think anything else really. I more so kind of.
So that's like
film.
It took over your life or what?
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool though. That's like better than being addicted to meth or something. You know,
a lot
it's
of things are better than being addicted to meth.
I know.
You're freaking crazy.
But I know that we're working on something
No
right
butts.
now. Oh, it's just tits.
You're
No,
crazy.
but I know we're working on something right now. But is there anything else like you're working on right now? Or?
Yeah. Kind of. I had a film that was gonna get produced by a small production company with this guy that he's like pretty into. And it always feels weird talking about this. I feel like pretentious or something.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I was working on something with the studio in Hollywood, but that film was kind of like getting a little rocky, not because of anything like technical or anything like that, just because I felt that like I grew as an artist and my head and my heart were elsewhere, not in that film, and I didn't want to make that film if I wasn't invested in that film. Like, I could make the film, no problem, but I didn't want to do a disservice to anybody working on that film and spending time on that film, and do a disservice to myself and crappily direct something that I'm not. Because then that's what a studio film is. A studio film has no heart. It has there's nothing in it. There's no heartbeat. And so I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to make a film just to make it and it be hollow. I wanted there to be something in it. So I talked to my producer, and he was like totally cool about like putting that project on hold because we casted it and everything. We casted it. Obviously, I was writing, directing. He was producing. We hired on a cinematographer. We casted it. Everything was basically set. Like we were gonna shoot kind of any week, but then it just kind of stopped. But working on getting something in the works with him. Or something, or? Yeah. I'm developing something with him.
Birthday Boy 2?
No, this is like the serious stuff. Not that everything else I do is serious, but I have to like it's kind of like a semi-professional. But yeah. So I'm working on developing something with him, but I have to get a meeting going with that.
Yeah.
I probably should do that soon.
But yeah, we're actually having a meeting right after this.
Yeah, we are having a production meeting after this.
All right, man. So thank you so much, Ezra, for taking your time to come on here. It was fun talking. It's always nice and fun talking movies with you because we always have different opinions and stuff.
Superhero movies,
and it's cool, dude. Like I respect. That's what I'm saying. I respect and admire your point of view and stuff like that. And it's something that I feel like, especially in my environment and that I am in right now on YouTube, a lot of people are afraid to have that. Like that's why in my channel I stay away from kind of like ranking videos and hey, here's your, because like I don't know, like that's kind of a different talk, but like what I would try to say is like a lot of people are afraid to have like a different opinion if it's not like, oh, like I didn't like Black Panther or something, like you're afraid to say it because it's like what the
backlash.
Exactly. So that's why I really like you just have your whole
and that sucks too because then that like makes a culture of like people like certain films being prevalent. I know we've talked about Black Panther a lot, and you don't agree with a lot of like people say like that guy saying that Michael B. Jordan had the best performance after Heath Ledger, or like with Heath Ledger, and it's like
that's
it's okay to say
retarded.
no. It's okay to have your own opinions, or things like that. And people do get scared, and that's why superhero movies kind of stay at the top because no one wants to go against it because that's what's so big in pop culture right now. Yeah, and that's what everyone watches. Like Birdman and like things like Good Time and stuff like that. They don't make a lot of money at the box office, so no one really watches it, and everyone's scared that like Good Time is better than anything that the MCU has ever put out, honestly. And so, but I
would agree with that.
No, it is, dude.
It's just that I like.
It's objective.
Avengers.
No. There's no
and
way.
Iron Man. I'm just kidding.
No, but not even to like make a war. But it's just it's things like that where, it's okay to say other movies are better. Yeah. Because a lot of times. But it just sucks too because people that don't know what they're looking at and they don't know about filmmaking or film or have good taste or anything, they'll watch something that comes out. And if they're like in their mind is so keen on superhero films, they're not gonna know what a good film is. So they'll see a good independent film and be like, "Oh, dude, that kind of sucked." And it's like, no, it didn't. You just don't know what you're watching.
There's people, dude, that actually like legit think like, oh, like. Why wasn't Transformers nominated?
Oh yeah, no, I think we talked about that before.
Dude, like,
yeah, it's crazy.
What the like? Are you kidding me? Like, that's
there
weird.
Are people too that think that like things in the MCU should be nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, but not just Transformers.
I don't
like Star Wars 2.
Yeah, exactly. They'd be like, oh, I saw someone call Black Panther a masterpiece, and I'm just like, dude, you've probably never seen a masterpiece in your life. Yeah, you think that's a masterpiece, but things like that suck because then. That's when like the battle lines get drawn between like cinema fans because it's kind of not really like disrespectful might be too harsh, but it's kind of disrespectful to these other filmmakers that put so much of their life into making films, and for you just to say like that their films suck just because you don't understand them. Everyone does that. A lot of people do that. If they don't understand it, they say it sucks.
Yeah.
And it's not true, because just because you don't understand it, just because you didn't get what the film's about, that's your fault. That's not the filmmaker's fault. The filmmaker doesn't need to spoon feed you answers or spoon feed you themes or anything like that.
Like Mother.
Yeah. No. Well, I don't.
Oh,
I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I own it though, but haven't watched it. But yeah, like that. Yeah, people. Yeah, exactly. It's a great example. Everyone hated it.
Yeah, because they didn't understand.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, but what was I gonna tell you? Oh yeah, and then in this day and age, it's everything gets turned and flipped into. That's what I was trying to say to you, and I think we're gonna talk about it after this. It starts to get like political, or like
we were
social.
Talking about this.
Like.
No, but I think that's important.
Yeah.
I think that needs to happen, and I think that's because that's what filmmaking is. Filmmaking is about sending these messages, and I think I said it earlier, representation, and like a lot of my favorite films, they're all made to kind of show the political and social economic environment that they were living in, that things were going through. Mm-hmm. So it's important to have things like that, like the Florida Project. That's a very political and social film. It's about these families in homeless shelter. Florida Project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's about like these families in these homeless hotels and things like that. Yeah. And that's an issue that needs to be addressed. So these are stories that need to be told, and they're very important. So I think, in my opinion, Black Panther is trying to capitalize on like not so much the Black Lives Matter movement, but like the racial relations in America. Yeah. And to me, that's kind of shitty because they like isn't they stay in like Africa or something like that? Isn't and there's no African representation in that whole film. Like they didn't shoot in Africa. They shot in South Korea and in a studio in Atlanta. Chadwick Boseman isn't from Africa. Ryan Coogler isn't from Africa. The screenwriter isn't from Africa. Stan Lee for damn sure isn't from Africa. And
Stan Lee actually.
And so it's like they want to represent Africa, but there's no representation of Africa in the main roles. Yeah. Like in the key points. And so if you just strike while the freaking hammer's hot, and you're like, oh yeah, look at Black Panther, like, oh my god, it's such a pride. It's great that these people are getting represented, but it also seems like it's for the wrong reasons and it's just for the pockets, rather than it being something that they actually care about. Because I think we said at the end of the day, it's a superhero movie. Yeah. This Black Panther is going to do nothing to help race relations in America at all. And so if people like say that it's doing so or comparing it to Do the Right Thing, that's just unfair, and that's disrespectful to Spike Lee, because he made something like Do the Right Thing, which is amazing and an American classic and so important. And so
people aren't going.
Black Panther, love it.
Yeah, they aren't going to see Black Panther because of that.
Yeah, no, they're going because it's a comic book movie.
It's an MCU film.
Yeah, Avengers is like right around the corner, and it's getting everyone ready, and it's getting exciting. Yeah, and so that stuff is kind of, to me, it's like Oh yeah. It's like you're just kind of doing it. You're just capitalizing on a movement that's happening right now, and racial relations obviously are at an insane point, and so to have this film with all African American cast, it's like, oh, look at it, you're represented in white Hollywood, but it's kind of just like, okay, look who you guys picked, Chadwick Boseman has been in like a bunch of big studio movies. Wasn't he like Jackie Robinson?
Yeah,
in 42.
42.
He's been like a bunch of other things.
He's
been like very prominent African American people.
Why do I want James Brown?
Okay,
I want to say Jackie Brown.
And then they got Ryan Coogler, who's just turned into a fucking studio director. Like, he did one independent film, and everything else has been from the studio. Everything else has been from the studio. So it's like it's just studio. Michael B. Jordan's studio now. So it's like you have a bunch of studio players involved in a studio film that follows the structure, and it's not art. It's not artistry. It's also want to say like not Michael B. Jordan. Ryan Coogler is like the next Steven Spielberg. No one else has put art into the studio films like this, like Spielberg did with Jaws, or Spielberg did with whatever. Ryan Coogler is on that level, and it's like, okay, well, if I was Ryan Coogler, I'd be like, damn, that sucks. Spielberg is whatever, dude.
That happens every time. Like that's why I want Christopher Nolan. He should do everyone's The Dark Knight came out. He should do everything. Blah, blah, blah. It's like that's what I don't know. He
fell into that too, but I guess Christopher Nolan does kind of put art in studio. I didn't see Dunkirk.
That's pretty cool. Not a lot of people liked it either.
Yeah, I heard but they shot it on the IMAX cameras, I think, or 70 or something like that.
He always does it. Yeah, he's a IMAX freak. No, he just cool. I don't know. I like it.
Following's awesome. His first film.
It's a Criterion.
Yeah, it's great though. I love that film so much. I don't really like too much from him, but Even though he did like all these the Batmans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Following is awesome. I love Following.
Have you not seen The Prestige?
No, but I own it. But I haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's another one. Not The Game.
He has like Memento and
It's the one with Robin Williams and Al Pacino. I can't remember the name.
Oh,
of it.
Insomnia?
Yeah, Insomnia. Yeah.
No, I didn't watch that because I watched the original Insomnia, and that's
a remake.
Yeah,
What
I
the
love the first Insomnia. That film is so good. I
Yeah.
think that it's from like Scandinavia or something like that. I'm probably wrong, but it's a foreign film,
Yeah.
and that film is amazing. So when he did a remake with more like Hollywood big people, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that because I love Insomnia so much.
Yeah. It's gonna change your views.
It's not that. It's not. That's not a judgment, but it's just like that isn't. Things don't need to happen. Like you don't need to like leave it alone. It don't need to be a remake. It's an amazing movie by itself. You don't need to remake it. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Think
So
of
that's like
something
a
yourself.
film for you, and for me, it's like Back to the Future.
They're remaking Back to the Future.
No, but I'm
Oh.
saying like for me, that's something.
They probably are gonna remake it.
I know, dude. That sucks. but all right, man. Thanks. Like I was just trying to say, yeah, like that. I'm glad that I had you on because
We're not on a tangent. Sorry.
No. I know. It's just I like talking to you about films, and we can go all day and stuff like that. And I feel like my viewers should have just try to have a because you know me, I don't only like superhero films. Like
you gotta support all films, and that's what's
Yeah.
cool because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people only watch Star Wars, superhero films, blockbusters. They don't give love to like the independent films.
Yeah.
That's important, and it's important that you do that. That's awesome that you and you watch everything, you buy everything, and that's super cool.
And that's something I kind of want to get my viewers to do as well. You know, but that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And I don't.
They don't want to think outside of that structure.
I want to be real. Hence,
real talk.
Hence my real talk. No, but all right, man. Thanks so much for coming on. And where could people find you if they want to find you on Twitter or anything like that?
Lay Samurai on Twitter, like Jean-Pierre Melville.
And I'll have that link in the description down below. Do you have an Instagram? No, huh?
No, I don't have an Instagram.
Damn it.
It's alright.
I was trying to tag you the other day on something.
Really?
I was like, yeah. But all right, guys. That was my guest for today, and we'll be right back talking about the films coming out this week that he's probably not going to check out. All right, and a huge thank you to Ezra Belvaux. Thanks so much, man, for coming over and doing that podcast with me. Had a lot of fun with you talking about movies and sort of, you know, how you view films and certain films and stuff like that. And, you know, we always like to bust each other's balls. So now is the segment in the podcast where we look forward or at this week's releases. So today's Wednesday, so if you guys are thinking about checking out something tomorrow night and or this weekend, you know, Friday night, Saturday and stuff like that, we have Game Night. We also have Annihilation and Every Day. So with Game Night, it's a film I heard about it like last year. I had the opportunity to go see it late last year. I skipped on it, but then I had the opportunity again to see it like 2 weeks ago. Which I really wanted to. The premise sounds cool. You know, I love Jason Bateman. Rachel McAdams is a good actress as well. You also have Kyle Chandler, Jesse Plemons, and Jeffrey Wright. And the directors are Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly, which they did a Vacation before that, and obviously John from Freaks and Geeks. So I did not see Vacation. I heard bad things about it, but this one looked really funny, really interesting. Kind of, you know, these guys and these people are playing a game that they don't know. It's like a real life situation. It looks like a fun time. So I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. Friday, I'm gonna go see that Friday night. And again, like I said earlier in the podcast, my review for that would be up on Saturday. So look forward to that. And tell me in the comment section down below if you guys are going to see that over Annihilation, or you guys going to see both or just one. Let me know that. And speaking of that, Annihilation, it's an Alex Garland directed film. Obviously, he did Ex Machina before that. Stars Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Gina Rodriguez, Tessa Thompson, and Oscar Isaac. So, like I was saying earlier, Alex Garland is like one of these directors. Like, I wasn't a big fan of Ex Machina. Don't get me wrong. I really liked the film. I really think it was a step in the right direction for that genre. but I just wasn't head over heels with it, but no way, shape, or form do I think it was a bad film. So I'm excited to see Annihilation. Like I said, I'm going to see it tonight. And yeah, it's something I'm looking forward to. It's sort of this kind of sci-fi futuristic world, like something's going on, I always loved like a good mystery, that's why I love Lost. And I don't know, it just gives me that vibe. Is it a bad robot? Because it's Paramount Pictures, Skydance Media. No, I would have said bad robot right here. I'm currently in the wiki for this, but it does say distributed by Netflix International. So, okay, North America and China, Paramount Pictures, but Netflix International. So it might hit Netflix in other countries later on today, tomorrow. Sorry about that, guys. I was drinking some good coffee. So yeah, what can I say? What else could I say about the film? I'm looking forward to it. It looks like a good action, sci-fi adventure film. I believe it's based on the film. The novel, by the same name, Annihilation, by Jeff Vandermeer, if I'm saying that right. So yeah. There's that. And also releasing this week, we have a film called Every Day. It's a cool concept. I must say it's based on another novel by David Leverthan. Not sure if I pronounced that guy's name correctly, but I will say this: the premise does sound pretty cool. Like it's something different, I guess. But it's not my cup of tea, or in this case, cup of coffee. But I mean, I wouldn't like if it was on Netflix. I'll check it out this weekend, But I know there is a specific demographic for that. So if you guys are looking forward to that, all power to you. I know that Jacob Batalon from Spider-Man: Homecoming is going to be in it. And like I said, it's just an interesting. It will be topic. This girl's in love with this sort of. I think it says right here, falls in love with a spirit named A, and the soul wakes up in a different body every day. So it could be a girl, guy, older, young. I'm not sure how that works, but it's a great premise about, I guess, being in love, and it doesn't really matter. I guess I don't know. I haven't seen the film, but there's that. So with that being said, guys, I think that's going to be it. Like I said, next week we're getting Red Sparrow and Death Wish. We're also getting an A24 film, The Vanishing of Sydney Hall, with Logan Lerman and I was gonna say Oprah Winfrey. I was like, yo, but that was next. That was March 9th for A Wrinkle in Time. But Logan Lerman, Ellie Fanning are gonna be in The Vanishing of Sydney Hall. A24, one of my favorite, more recent studios that has been distributing and getting films. So yeah, it says limited release on March 2nd. So it looks like I'm gonna be heading towards LA to check that film out, but if it's A24, I'll be there. And I think that's pretty much it, guys, for the podcast this week. Thanks for stopping by again to my special guest Ezra. Thanks so much, man, for coming to talk films with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Kind of like a fun banter between two friends. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Until next time, stay cool, stay classy, keep your head up, one day at a time, guys, keep moving forward, try to stay positive. I don't know. Back then, if you guys don't know, I kind of wanted to end my podcast with like some sort of a lesson or something, or, kind of a motivation, like go out there and do it, and just, live every day like it was your last, or something like that. I don't know. I'm not doing that so much now. I just kind of wanted to end, on a good note. You kind of feel positive. For me, the day is barely starting. It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, or near it. So I have the whole day to look forward to, and I'm excited. Can't wait to get some breakfast too, because this coffee is making me hungry. So, all right, guys. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Oh wait, I'll see you guys at the movies later.
Switchblade that he plays with all these bands.